Yes?
Post the Stargate environment, where you tend to work within fixed locations, since then have you tended to go for new acting options in some more exotic locations than what you were doing with the Stargate sets?
I don't, in what sense are you talking about, like travel to work kind of thing?
Travel to new locations to do special pieces, like, okay, you've done a new series, which we probably won't see here for quite some time with the other guys, but
right.
You've gone to a new show, or
right.
to another new show.
Well, you go wherever the work is. We're kind of like gypsies that way. We're like the wagons sort of roll in, they, go and stay in the town for a little while, and the wagons pull out. And the way actors are, wherever we get the job, whenever we get the job, they take us to wherever they're shooting it, and we usually don't really have much say in that part of the process unless you decide, I'm not leaving my hometown, I'm going to work here, and then you starve to death, and that's the end of it. But in the last few years, yeah, I filmed in Miami and just Texas this last little while, Bulgaria. Mega Snake.
Mega Snake.
Oh,
fascinating movie. A story about a man and his how do I describe? Well, it's about a giant snake. If you haven't seen it, don't. If you have seen it, what's wrong with you? But it wasn't me. It was Michael Shanks. If you look, Michael Shanks. If you read the DVD box, they actually spelled my name wrong, so it's not me. Yeah, they spelled my name wrong.
Did they pay you for it?
Well, they do pay for it. I did that one to get my immigration papers because I literally tried to get out of it after I read the script. I said yes, as well. They're going to get my immigration papers from the U.S. That's perfect. And then I was on the plane going home and I actually read the script and I went, oh my God. Yeah, I can't. Oh, okay. Oh, actually, we already gave them a verbal agreement. That's kind of contractual, and you have to leave in 3 days to go to it. Bulgaria in November. It's as good as it sounds. That was the one that when I was working on Bird Notice, Bruce Campbell and I swapped stories about filming in Bulgaria, where the camera operator will be smoking, setting up a shot. Quite a fascinating place with his red. What's funny about that is I got a call out of the blue. I was just in Vancouver. I hadn't read for it or anything. I got a call out of the blue the other day, about a month ago, checking my availability for it. And I was just finishing filming up this movie, Red Riding Hood, in Vancouver, and so I couldn't. It was conflicted dates, and I said I couldn't do it. And they said, okay, well, they love Michael, and we'll see what else is coming up down the line. So I said, that's kind of funny. Who the hell do I know on Hawaii 5-0 that would be offering me a part or wanting to check my availability? Brad Turner is now a co-executive producer on the show. Brad Turner was. He directed a whole bunch of episodes of Stargate over the years. He then went on to direct a whole bunch of. He was the other director for. It was John Cassar and Brad Turner that did all the episodes of 24. So when I went on 24, it was probably in large part due to him. He said it wasn't him, but I disagree. So now he's over on Hawaii 5-0, sort of an in-house director over there. So I suspect it might be him. So. It's quite possible. I would imagine. So we'll see. It's. That would not be a bad place to go. And a good friend of mine, Grace Park, is on there, so she's just getting scantily clad every episode. It's fantastic. Yes.
I apologize if someone asked this already. When Chris was down here, he said that the two of you were planning on doing a TV series together.
When he was down here last time, how long ago was that?
Probably about 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, he's doing that on his own now. Yeah, I think it's been bought by a company called Stars Media, which does Spartacus, because it's a bit of a similar sort of graphic novel feel to it. So I think that they have plans to do something with it. I just don't know when. He seems to be saying that it's next year will probably be likely, but I'll believe it when I see it.
What about indie films? Do you have an interest in
No.
helping people?
No. Helping people with indie films? No. Helping people? Like doing pro bono? What the hell? I can't pay you, but I'd really like you to be in my movie. Yeah? Yeah, I can't pay you, but I'd really like to paint my house. Is that the end of the question?
Yeah.
Haven't I chastised you?
Taking the piss out of you.
I have. Yeah, actually, I mean, what's funny is that most people, we can't really do non-paying, as members of the union, we can't really do non-paying gigs or non-union films. But we can lend ourselves to, if we get permission, we can lend ourselves to lower budget productions. And in late November, Paul McGillian is doing this sort of like pilot for this sort of behind the scenes of a sci-fi, like an Entourage for sci-fi actors pilot for something, when Ivan Bartok is producing it with him. And Ivan did all the behind the scenes DVD stuff. I'm sure you guys all know who Paul McGillian is. Ivan called me up the other day and asked me if I would do this sort of cameo role on it, as basically playing Paul's nemesis character I'd run into jogging on the seawall. So I said, of course I will. So we haven't even discussed any kind of arrangement, but I assume everything's going to be worked out. But just stuff like that is great. I always want to help out friends and stuff like that. Half the work I do is working with people I've worked with before, just because they sort of go, "Can you do this? Can you do this?" Yeah, absolutely, I can do it. So if there's ever an interesting project that comes up, I mean, it's usually subject to the material. I won't do something that's absolutely, bad just to help somebody out and want it to be, except for Mega Snake.
You do realize everyone's going to go watch it now.
Double feature.
Sales of Mega
Seen it.
Yeah, they just spiked strongly after the New Zealand trip. Oh my God. Yeah. As long as it stars David Hewlett.
No, he's done the Snake movie.
Oh, he was directing one. He called me up to be in one that he was directing in Bulgaria this year.
That's why this one.
His Evil Snow Monkey
Yeah,
one.
no, David, they called me up to do it, but I was in the middle of pilot season. I'm like, oh, I'd love to, David, I can't. And I saw him in April. I said, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't do your movie. I had that channel. He's like, good thing you weren't there. I guess they were filming, it was like, it was in the snow. It was something like some sort of climbers in trouble, and there's some giant Yeti creature terrorizing them, blah, blah, blah. The script was actually funny. So that's where I thought, with Dave directing, I said, we could actually have some fun with this, because my character was kind of like, he was a little Bruce Campbellish, and this kind of like, just give me the big gun. That kind of way. And then Jewel State's husband, Matt, was in it as well. So I said, if there ever was one that I would do, just for the hell of it, would be this one. And, but I, it was pilot season, and the rep said, don't go. And so I didn't, and then pilot season was over, and I went, you bastard. But talking to David, I mean, it was the typical way. This is the problem with these movies, these sci-fi movies, is that you go there, you read the script, and you go there, and then everything falls apart the minute the plane lands. And I don't mean just the plane. I mean, oh yeah, that script you read, pay no attention to that. Anyway, so we don't have helicopters anymore that you're flying in on. You guys are going to be hiking up the mountain. I'm not shitting you, but still, the script will still reflect that the helicopters are flying, and this conversation is taking place in a helicopter, where the director now has to go, so we're going to walk, and we're going to have this conversation as we're walking up the hill. But they won't even bother to change the script. So just kind of get the director to adapt it. Like David was telling me one story where the whole sequence of the day was about the guns, these big giant guns that the guys had. Turns to the prop guys and goes, okay, we need those guns for them. They said, oh, we didn't bring the guns. The whole scene's about the guns. What are you talking about? No, we didn't bring those today. So he doesn't make some other crap to shoot for the day, and then there was a snowmobile chase sequence. And again, the guy was supposed to bring them up, and it was, where's the snowmobiles? Oh, we didn't bring those today. So they had to it took them like an hour and a half to take the snowcat up to this peak where they were shooting. So everybody had to take the snowcat back down to the parking lot where there was snow in the background. Put the actors up on sawhorses. I'm not shitting you, that's what happened.